I'm playing. Good afternoon, everybody. Hopefully, we are live. Yeah, we are. I know I'm a minute late. I was getting my coffee. I'll wait for you to all get logged in before we start. Oops, I'll mess about with these lights. Oh, I can see the comments again. Oh, that's good. Let me move my phone then. I don't need it. I couldn't see them last week. That's a bit of a bonus. Oh, the light's just gone funny. Oh, look at that. That's a bit strange, isn't it? Is that because I went... Let's just get this camera sorted. Hi, Trudy. Oh, do you know what? Me and bloody cameras. Is it clear enough for everybody? Afternoon, everybody. Hi, Benita. Oh, nice to see you, darling. Just done your... Yeah, I've got mine here. That's why I was a minute late. I left it downstairs. Look, I've got it now. Right, that light looks a bit yellow. I love them all, especially the volume 3 papers. Oh, thank you. Oh, good afternoon, everybody. Right, that picture looks a bit rubbish to me. How is it to you? Let me put this back on. Is that any better? It still looks a bit rubbish to me. Yeah, it's clear. It must just be my screen then. So, lovely warm air. Sure, it is here as well. Good, good, good. As long as it's clear for everybody. Right, so there's a fair bit to do today. I'm not sure how quick I'm going to be. I won't drink the coffee, Trudy. I'll get a quarter of that drank, I think, and that'll probably be it. But I'm always right. It is a bit dark. It is here as well, Rose. It is here as well. Let's see if I can make that any closer. Is that any better? I can't put too many lights on because the reflection from the mat. Look. Is that any better? Do you know what? I've just bought two new big massive lights as well. I can't turn the camera around to show you. And I've got one on my left. I've only had time to put one up. But they're bloody rubbish. It's not even bright. And I don't know. Me and technology just aren't good friends. Let me bring that one in as well. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. No, I'm not going to be an hour, Beth, because there's a lot. I've literally done nothing to this card. Right, so first things first. I thought we've not used the sat in the sunshine watching. I hope you're working at the same time. Hi, Jennifer. Jennifer, has your magazine come yet? I saw you moaning in the group. They've all been shipped now, so everybody should have had them. Right, so I thought we would do today, because we don't use them often enough, and it's probably my fault because the alcohol markers are really suited better to Trudies stamps than they are mine, which is why we're using Trudies, one of my favourite collections, Trudies Roaring 20s stamps. So these are the colours. Now I'll own up and I asked Trudy to colour one in and tell me which pens to use, so I didn't have to go looking and trying to sort colours. So Trudy's already coloured this in for me and shown me what colours, what number pens she's used. So I'll show you that. I'm going to hold that there. Mind you, I did put a list on the group, so hopefully you'll be able to save the list from the group. Good, good, good. So one thing I will say to you is everybody who's invested in the pens, the spare nibs are still on the way. It's a bloody nightmare this, but they are on the way, I promise you. Trudy's had some. But the replacement nibs are on the way, so you'll be able to change them. Oh, that's good. I'm glad, Jennifer. So we're going to be using the pens a lot again. So Trudy's new release next month, you will be using the pens. My release next month, I might be using them as well. So it's time to start practicing again. So I thought I would give everybody a little refresher. I don't know why I put a white shirt on, because if one of the pens leaks, I've got lovely how. Hi Phill, lovely nosebleed at the moment. Oh, Janice. That's excitement, darling. So the sleeves are up. So I'm going to talk you through the basics again. So you can see I'm using here Secret Lagoon cardstock and Summer Citrine. Summer Citrine or whatever I called it. Because these two colours together are absolutely lush. And you never think of putting a yellow colour with a greeny. Oh, Janice, I hope it stops. Hi, Sylvia. It was nice to see you yesterday. So this is Secret Lagoon and Summer Citrine. There you go. Secret Lagoon and Summer Citrine. Because I know some of you like to collect the card as I'm using it. Let me just put that out of the way. What we're going to do first is we're going to start with the bottom of the card and work our way up. A couple of things that I need to remind you is if you're watching, afternoon to everybody I've not spoken to already. I can't keep up with the comments, but I will, as always, look back through them afterwards. Hi, Carol. So a couple of things I need to tell you is if you have already invested, I'm just going to go through one of the sets of pens because we released these last year and we've not used them much this year because the stamps have just been the wrong sort of stamps for them, and they were a considered purchase, so hopefully we can start using them again and get everybody into the colouring mode again. So Colour Radiance, for those of you that don't know, is my range of alcohol pens. Trudy and I worked really hard to get these pens with the right nibs and what have you. So there are, for those of you that don't know, there are 7 sets. So this is set 2, look. Yeah, so this is set 2. There are 7, all of them have 24 pens in. All of them are double-sided. They all come in their own hard storage case. So you've got a storage case straight away for them. You don't really need to buy the lovely canvas ones, although I like them. And the idea was that once you've got all your pens, over on my other desk, that you can't see, but over on my other desk, I've got all my pens laid out. So I have all my sets just like this, look, ready to go. So I can just grab them, I can see the numbers, and I can just grab them when I know what colours I'm using. So that's, if you've got the space, that's lovely to do. I'll just give you a couple of little hints and tips on the back as well. Yeah, Trudy's next release is the 12th of May. 12th of May for Trudy's, and mine, I can't remember mine, whether mine's the 20th or the 20th something. But you've got one from both of us next month. Oh, good, Jackie. So hopefully we can get you back into colouring again, because we don't use these often enough. I'm just going to move these out of the way because I've already got my pens out. I'm running out of space. I'm running out of space. So second thing I need to say is the cardstock is really, really important. We sell our own silky smooth brilliant white card. I don't know whether you can see that that's brilliant white, but it is. Brilliant white silky smooth card for alcohol markers, and I think it comes in 20 or 40 sheets, I can't remember. But Trudy and I again had a real difficulty sourcing this because it's a specialist cardstock. If you go on the website, and you will find it in the cardstock, in the premium cardstock range, but it's the right weight. It's thinner than the normal card, so it allows the alcohol to absorb properly, which then reduces the chance of anything bleeding. So silky smooth brilliant white cardstock, and then obviously if you're using alcohol markers, you need Memento ink pads. I've got quite a few colours of Memento, but obviously black is the one that we use the most, and that's what we're going to be using today. Now normally I'm really good and I put the date I opened them on the bottom of my ink pads, but I didn't on this one, and it could be that this is the one that Leonie borrowed when we were on air, so I don't know which one's got the juiciest ink in. Anyway, so cardstock we've gone through, pens we'll go through. We'll go through the pens just to give you an idea of how they look. So the pens, turn it around the right way, are double-sided, as you can see. Come on, camera, keep up with me. So you have that lovely flexible brush nib on here. Now I also know that a couple of you have had nibs that are a little bit fluffy at the end. A couple of mine are already, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's the only downside of these specialist nibs. These are not like Copic nibs. These are not like any of the other alcohol marker nibs that I've seen. So Copics, as you know, would have a fatter nib, but it's not as flexible as this. This really is. I don't know whether you can see that. This really is a flexible nib. So the downside to that, apart from getting covered in, oh, it smells nice. No, Jennifer, that's rubbish. Anybody can colour with alcohol markers. It's just as easy as watercolour. So the downside to that is they do wear out a little bit quicker, which is why we've got the replacements on the way. They're not expensive. And obviously the more you use them, the quicker the nib will wear out. I will just give you a little tip before I start crafting. You can pull these nibs out. Let me just get my tweezers. So if you've got your lovely flat nose tweezers, if you find that one of your nibs has gone really fluffy, just pull it out with your flat nose tweezers, just gently, and then you can put it back in the other way. There you go. And you can see now that that is absolutely perfect, and you can do that 4 or 5 times before they actually wear out, because now that fluffier nib is inside, it will start to regenerate itself. It will go back to points. Okay, so that's that. I would put that on the right end. You've obviously got your chisel nib, which is for your larger surfaces, and just to make it even easier, that you always know that your brush nib is the one with the grey line on. Yeah, they are fine, Jean. It just does take a bit of practice to get them fine. They're really responsive. So that is the slightest touch. That is literally the slightest. Oh, you can't even see it. I picked the worst colour to show you, haven't I? There we go. That's the slightest touch. So you literally, when you're doing fine details, just need to gently touch the card. Remember, if you're going to use your tweezers, clean them afterwards, because it'll stain them. Just like my finger here. Okay, so that's a couple of tips for you with the alcohol markers. And I'm knackered already, so let me just get a drink. It's warm in my room. I should have put a fan on. These pens are easy peasy to use, and if you've had alcohol pens in the past before and you've struggled with them, it's just treat yourself to one set. It doesn't matter which set. They're a really good price point. So you think you're getting 24 double-sided alcohol pens in a hard storage case with the little storage thing at the bottom as well. Can you see you've got this divider at the bottom for £39.99? That is remarkable. So for 24 pens, if you were paying £2 a pen, you'd be paying 48 quid. Papa got them on share. Mummy wasn't happy. You should keep them out of sight, Bev. You should know better. You know they're going to want to craft. Okay, so next thing, and then we'll get cracking, because I have got somewhere to go this afternoon as well. Let me just bring this light a bit closer. Ooh, without wrecking my... There we go. That's a bit brighter. It's a bit brighter. Sitting first. June, get Phil's alcohol card. It worked for me and stopped the lines. It does. I'll show you. The problem is purchase them and don't get on. Just get one then. Just get one and try it. I promise you, when we get time, if we ever get time, Trudy and myself will do some just quick videos that we can put on for you for hair or things like that. So as I mentioned, we are using Trudy's Roaring 20s stamp collection. This is one of my favourites. It's just one of my favourites that Trudy's done, because I love the Art Deco period, and the way Trudy's drawn these is just so clever. So I'm just going to quickly go through them. Hi Janice, the other Janice. Not the pens, Jennifer, but I might do eventually. I have been thinking about that. The problem is these are not regular alcohol pens. So you know, like if you go into that big craft shop and they've got the pro markers individually in a stand, these won't fit in the stand because they're triangular barrels, look. So it means I would have to invest in in developing a stand as well. So I am looking into that, Jennifer. I am looking into that, and I'm going to be honest. Trudy and I have been using these pens for over 2 years, and they're absolutely still as juicy as you can see from my finger. Right, back to the stamps. So Roaring Twenties was Trudy's collection 1 month last year. I can't remember when. One of my all-time favourites. So in the DL side, oh, I've got a mask there. That's not a ghost. Take it. Oh, that's a mask that I used. Look, I just created a mask. I am going to put that back in so I don't lose it. I mean, look at that. Is that not just the most fabulous, Highland, the most fabulous artwork you've ever seen? These are amazing, absolutely amazing. I know Trudy's done the fashionistas and everything, but the Art Deco just does it for me. So that one is called All Dolled Up, and you can see you've got all these extra sentiments around it. This one is called All That Jazz, and this is the one I'm going to be using today. So I'll pop her to one side. Then you've got the boys. I'll just take him out again. So you've got Cool Cat, which I just think is fabulous. If you struggle for men's cards, you can't really go wrong with these because they just suit everybody. So he's called Cool Cat. This one is called Ritzy, and she's very glamorous. Yeah. Which set for the first one to try? Go for set one. Just start with set. Just start with set one and work your way through. Oh, that's fab. You're welcome, Tracy. This one is called Putting on the Ritz. She's awesome. Look at her. So can I just say, if you're somebody who's struggled with colouring in before, because you've got large areas on the stamps. If you look at these, none of these are particularly large areas. So it makes it easier for you. Yeah, I wish it was, Deirdre. It makes it easier for you to colour them in because you don't have to stress about covering large areas with the pens. And then the more you do that and you get confident with the smaller areas, then you will want to work with bigger stamps with bigger spaces. Case to store the dies and stamps, please. Something else I'm looking at, Lee. Jennifer's trying to be good for May. May will be an expensive month. So you've got your six characters there. So 4 girls, 2 boys. I'm leaving her there because that's what I'm using. Then you've got the borders, the deco borders. Oh, look at that. I mean, come on, they're just beautiful. Yeah, they're just absolutely stunning. So whether you use characters on your cards or not, you can absolutely use these 100 different ways. All the lights are shining now, and I'm going to be using those. Then you've got the deco corners. You've got 12 different corners in here, look. And if you look carefully, you can see that they're designed to complement the borders. Yeah. So, and I'm going to be using the corners as well. Then you have the deco extras, which are just phenomenal. So you've got the car, you know, you can use that for 100 different things. Weddings, anniversaries, that kind of thing. You've got the deco cat, you've got some of these feathers going on, the glass there, and the deco shapes and icons. So as a collection, this is just phenomenal. Then you've got 2 backgrounds in this collection as well now. I don't know whether we've got any of these left. Oh, sorry everybody, the stripes are making your eyes go funny. It's not stopping me doing it. I'll turn it over. Yeah, so you've got the stripes, which I'm just going to show you closely. This is a really, really, really useful stamp. So you've got thick stripes, thin stripes in there. And then you've got the deco fan, which is one that I did for Trudy. But I do believe that we've got no stock of that. So that's what we're using first. So I'm just going to take all my bits off my card and we're going to start from the bottom. I'll just tell you what we've got here because I know some of you like to have a go at the card later on. So we've got a 21 by 21 base. So 21 by 21. We've got a 19.5 in summer citrine. Put your mat straight, Phil. Then we've got a 20 20 by 20 in the Secret Lagoon. And then this piece here is, let me just check because I know you like to check. So this piece here is 19 by 14 and a half, and all will become clear with that shortly. And then I've cut a piece of the alcohol card to 18 and a half by 10. 18 and a half by 10. I'm just going to do a quick reminder. Please remember you have to follow the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page and like as well. I keep saying this every week. Oh, gave Phill an angry face. Tut tut. I don't know. I didn't see that. I didn't see it. Somebody does it every week, Jennifer, but I think it's by mistake. So you need to make sure you liked and followed the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page. There is a sneaky peek of yours, Trudy, but not mine, on the back page. I've kept mine a secret because I can. So I'm going to pop all that to one side and we're going to work on this Secret Lagoon piece. So I already know from planning ahead that I'm going to be using this border. So I'm going to find the corner that matches that, which is this one. And we're going to stamp and emboss that on all four corners in silver. Let's just pop that back. And if I get these straight, it'll be a miracle. May have to get the garden scissors out and keep you 53 quid. Is that how much you pay for your haircut? 53 quid. It's alright, Michelle. Another little reminder. If you're watching on the Honeypot Crafts page or the Phill Martin page, I can't see your comments. So please just log out again and then find the Sentimentally Yours page and watch from there. And then I'll be able to see your comments. Right, so I'm just going to... So what I've done, a little tip for you, because these stamps are quite flexible, look. So what I do is I just pop them down with the smooth side up. And it finds its natural form. So it's found its natural form, look. And then I'll just pick it up with my block. And we are using the pure silver. I've got so many lights now, it's like Blackpool in here. We're using the pure silver embossing powder. £81, bloody hell. Hi. Good afternoon to everybody I've not spoken to already. You've not missed anything. I'm just embossing corners on this piece of Secret Lagoon card. 80. I can't believe that 81 quid for a haircut. That's crazy. I'm in the wrong job. I told you last week it took him an hour and a half to cut mine. Hi Lorraine. I hope you're alright, darling. Right, so I've anti-statics the corners and I'm going to stamp them all and then emboss them all in one go. So we're working from the bottom of the card up. The last thing we will do is colour the image in. So I'm going to try and go, if you see my head, ignore the state of it because I've been twirling my hair. So I'm trying to go as close as I can to the edge. Oh, a 99 from the ice cream van. Fabulous. I like them too much right now. I like the flake cornettos from Walls. So I'm just trying to line that up on the edge. I mean, can you see the impression from this before I even emboss it? These stamps are phenomenal. There's not a lot of the Art Deco left, I'll just tell you that. So if you are collecting, now is the time to be topping them up. So I'm just trying to go to the edge without going over the edge. And I'll do the last one and then we'll get those embossed in silver. Now the silver embossing powder looks gorgeous on this tealy green Secret Lagoon cardstock. I'm going to get a drink actually after I've put the powder on. I've got a bit of a headache. It's a bit thundery, isn't it, today? A bit overcast. There we go. So that is that. That is that. Now let's get silver embossing powder on. I can't. These are going to be amazing. Here we go. Working my way around. So I've just done all 4 in one go just because it's quicker. I think I've got a bit of tissue in my embossing powder. That's all good fun. Right, let's get my heat going. And I am going to heat this from underneath just because I want it nice and smooth. So remember, when you're heat embossing, don't do all this malarkey. Just wait for it to catch and then move your heat gun along. I'll bring it in and show you a close-up in a minute because this is awesome. Apart from that bit I've got where it shouldn't be. Oh. Right, I'm just doing it to me so I can do it a bit quicker. Oh, sounds like me in the morning trying to get going. Last one, nearly done. Oh, that's made me even hotter than I was before. Look at that. Oh, that's just too lovely. Aren't they gorgeous? I don't know whether you can see the detail because my screen looks fuzzy. I hope yours doesn't. Yeah, but the detail in that is just awesome. Right, so let me just wipe off the excess powder from that. And I'm just gonna, you know, like when you get a little kink in your card, if you do it from the other side, you can usually get rid of that. So of course I just heat it from underneath. There we go. I don't know whether you saw that, the card just dipped again in the middle, so it's made it a little bit straighter. So I'm just going to pop that straight onto the card because we don't need that now. It's a little fuzzy close-up, but it's okay. Yeah, it is to me. This is why I stopped using the original camera, if you remember. Even though it is closer. It's because I moved too quick, I think. It's my fault. Here we go. I'm going to pop this straight on and then I can tuck it underneath my mat while it's drying. Aren't these colours gorgeous together? Oops. And then this one. No foam tape yet. How about that? I'm just going to pop that one on. There we go. So you can see. Oh, it is HD. Actually, it is HD. I wonder if that's why. Oh, that's strange. Right, so that is now going underneath my mat just so I can keep it flat while I'm working. So before we move on, I need to explain to you, because this is where the image is going to go. So one of the things I like about the borders that Trudies done is the flexibility you get with them. Let me just grab a wipe for my stamp. I was hoping that these lights would help the camera, but maybe not. And I've also discovered from Googling that the quality of the picture, it depends on how busy Facebook is as well with the bandwidth, which I didn't know. Right, so I'll put that back so I don't lose it. And then we're going to take one of the borders. So one of the things about the borders is you don't always have to use them as a border. We're going to create a beautiful little topper from this. I am going to do some manual cutting. So I'm taking that same design, but in the border. And what I did, I'll just explain to you how I did this. I'm going to have to do that on my platform. So what I did was I took the stamp, because it's going to go there, yeah, and I just measured how much space I needed for the stamp there, and I added it to either side of my topper. So I added it to either side of my topper, which means I can do it on both sides, and I'm gonna manually cut around that just to create a shaped topper. But I do need to do that on my platform, because there's no way I'll be able to stamp that straight. So let's just put that on there. Anti-static bag. I'll have a drink while I'm here. A worldwide shortage. What have I missed? There's a worldwide shortage. Oh, look, you can see my... Benito, are you still there? Look, you can see my big ring there. Look now. That's my new light. That I've bought two of that aren't even very bright. Bloody rubbish. They only came yesterday. So I'm just doing that side and that side. Put that back in its bag. No. Oh yeah, world shortage on foam tape. Right, so let's just pop that on. I'm just going to turn that around so I can line it up properly. That looks good to me. Now I am going to have to do one side at a time, I'm afraid. But I'm just trying to give you a different idea for using your borders. And you can obviously do that with all 8 or 9, however many there are in that set. And I'm just going to turn it around. No, I'm not. I'm going to do it the way I should do, which is one at a time. Sorry everybody. But I just know what will happen if I try and show off. Used it all on one card. I've got a cupboard full of foam tape here, and I'm not joking. I've got one half of my other desk over there. One side of it, one of the cupboard spaces underneath it on the left, is just for foam tape. Right, so let me just heat this one. And I'll just do this from above just to be a bit quicker. Well, I do, Janice. Probably not as much as everybody else, but I go and take it from the shop, but obviously I've paid for it before it's arrived. Oh, look at that. Oops, I missed a bit. Look at that. Oh, that's just beautiful. Okay, so now I'll just crack on with the other side. I'm just going to re-anti-static this because I know I will have knocked some of it off. Oh, I'm unbuttoning my shirt, it's too hot. So normally I would tell you to clean your stamp before you do this, but I'm just going for it. Going for it. Yep, looks good to me. I hope that didn't move. No. Here we go. So I can tell you this is a little bit of an exciting bit of, I'll ram raid the new shop when it opens. You can't, it's got shutters everywhere, Bev. And there's a gate with a padlock on before you can even get into the car park. Anyway, talking of the new shop, no, it's not ready yet, so don't get excited. But I don't know whether I told you, I've had a little studio area put in it. So eventually I'll be filming the Facebooks from there with a proper camera. Providing I'm up early enough to travel on a Saturday. Because obviously I'm in Nottingham and the shop's in Sheffield. So provided I'm organised enough, that's what will be happening. It's all just been painted. No, I'll probably get it. Right, let's get this other border done and then we'll get to stamping our fabulous lady. Right, I told you I'd missed a bit. There we go. This won't be an hour. I'm already 40 minutes. And I've not even started colouring in. But I'm showing you from start to finish, so that's the main thing. Oh, bugger. Knocking the glue over. So normally, as you know, I would do this from underneath. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to loosely cut around this. So I'm just leaving a little bit of a border. So I'm not, it doesn't need to be delicate. I'm just doing this really quickly. Obviously I would take more time if I was doing this properly, but I just wanted to show you how you can change how you can change the look of the borders. Ignore that dodgy cut in there. It'll be covered in glitter before you know it. I'm concentrating. So we've now made that little topper look to go around the border, but me being me, I'm just taking the edges off as well. Oops. I've got the biggest scissors ever. Let me change it. It's worth it. Last one. Whether it's straight or not won't matter. There we go. Oops. Just put my rubbish over there. So we've now created that lovely little topper look. You heard me say, oh bugger. You will have to have a weekend in Sheffield, Jennifer. Yeah, ditto, ditto. What's nearest to Scotland? Sheffield, Jennifer. Tenerife, 4.5 hours. So look, that's what we've done. Look, we've just cut around that, and we've kind of accented the shape of the stamp and the embossing, and we've created a unique topper just for that. So I'm going to pop that to one side, and we're now going to get colouring. So back to my alcohol card, and we're going to stamp our lovely lady. Lovely lady. I'm not embossing this, it's literally just going to be with memento. And I love this image, absolutely love this image. And for some reason, in fact, let me show you, this will make you laugh. So I've got my Roaring Twenties tub here, look. And then when I was getting ready for this to do the Facebook, I found another one. I told you I liked them. Oh dear. I must have been panic grabbing in the shop. Right, so remember, if these are new, this is the first time I've used this one. So just be careful when you take them off for the first time, because I don't want you to tear the detail. So we'll pop her, and she's going just a little bit to one side. Oops, where have I put the cover? I don't want to lose the cover, I lost it on one of the last ones. So we've got her just like that. Yeah, why don't you open a shop down south? Because I've got enough with two. Oh, that didn't help, did it? Two's enough. Two is enough. There we go, that's fine. So I'll try the one that I started on in 2020 first. So you definitely need memento with this, because it won't react with the alcohol markers. Let's see if this is still a proper black. Oh, that's marvellous. So that was handy. I'll show you that properly in a sec. Let me just clean my stamp. Put that to one side. Put her back where she belongs. And then I won't lose any of the bits. So I'm going to use one of the sentiments from one of the other sets, but we'll colour in first. So hopefully I've not made that too... Oh, that's perfect, look. How fab is that? Bridlington, you'd be in every day. Right, let's just put the heat tool down there. So I'm just going to come to my little scrap. Just so I can show you what I would do. Now remember, I told you at the beginning, Trudies done these colours for me, so I didn't have to go searching for colours to match the cardstock, just because I ain't got time, and she has. So we're going to start with, we'll start with her skin, I think, first. Then we'll just get a drink. So I know that the skin is 25, 26 and 131. So a little bit of a personal preference thing here now. Thank God for online shopping, otherwise we'd have no Phill Martin goodies. I know. Well, you would. You'd still see me on. I know, Trudy. You still got two of them for next month to finish. Don't forget, Missy. Um, this is a bit of a personal preference thing. Whether you start dark and bleed out to make it light, or you start light and then add shading. And to be honest, it really doesn't matter. I think Trudy likes to put the dark shading in first and then bleach it out with the lighter colours. Um, I'll do that this time, but you can do it either way. So whichever way you want to do it. So as always, you'll get a swatch with your pens anyway. So just do yourself a little swatch at the side. So this is just the same card, the watercolor, the alcohol card, and I'm just doing a little swatch look. So already I know that that's darker than that. And it's worth doing this if you're new to these, because it just shows you what the colours will look like when they dry. So can you see that they're drying, and as the alcohol evaporates, that top colour look is like a lovely pale rosy pink colour, and it's drying perfectly on there as well. So you can see that the different skin tones there to create your own. Oh, is it one? Have you done 5, Trudy? Have you done 5? Have I missed one? So we've got 3 different skin tones there. So I'm going to go with this one first and then to that one. So we're going to go in with the beige colour. So do you see what I mean about building your confidence up with these images? If you're not a confident colourer, or if you struggle with skin tones, or you struggle with alcohol markers full stop, there are really not many areas that you need to worry about blending or shading or anything like that. And when I come to do the dress, I'm gonna do what Trudy did, which is to make it look like it's speckled. I think it looks fab on these Art Deco ladies. So I'll start with the skin and show you how easy it is to do. So I'm gonna say what should be true. Don't worry about shadows. Don't worry about shading. Just enjoy the process of colouring in. It's supposed to be fun. So don't stress yourself out. And again, the more you learn, the more you figure out where shading should be. So I've done this for years and years and years. So I kind of know where I'm gonna go with my darkest colour. So I'm literally going in there. I hope that's not dress that I've just done that cleavage. So I'm just giving her some shadowing. Yeah. But I'm not worrying about where it goes. Not too much anyway. And I'll do the same on her legs. These pens, you need the slightest touch. And Trudy has drawn these in such a clever way that you really don't need to stress about it. So if I bring that in and show you what I've done there, just a tie with a banging headache. I know. Worth it though, as it means I'm getting closer to the craft store. It's true, and we might have some. Hi Teresa, not to worry. So all I've done, look, is I've just put the darkest colour where I know it will be darker there and on the outside of her arms. And you always know that the skin will be a little bit shadowy underneath any fabric and just along down those sides. So that's really the first layer on, and then we'll go with the second. So as a general rule of thumb, this is what I do. Might not be what everybody else does. With my second colour, which hopefully is that one. Let's just check. Yes, it is. I'm going to go a little bit over where I've gone already with the first colour. Has she got lippy on here? I hope so, because I don't think I can colour those teeth in. So I'm not covering the area where I put the first layer down. You can see already that that's changing the colour straight away. So it's really difficult for you to see this, but the first layer of colour that I put on, I've basically done half of that with the second shade of pen. And I'm going to go over it all with the pink colour. Where did I start? I started here. And now I'm going in circles. So I'm going over where I've been already. And what that does is it bleaches it out, and as it dries just with the hint of the first colours. Which is what creates your shading. You can't really. I think Trudies May stamps will be better for showing you shading, because you've got some bigger areas. There we go, look. If I bring that really close and hope you can see, because this camera don't look like it. So can you see, look? It's not as stark now, and the alcohol is still drying. Look, you can see it's still drying through the back. So as the alcohol is evaporating from the pens, you can see it's just blended those together. You don't actually need to worry about blending. It's effectively done it for you. So less stress. Same on the legs, look. Yeah. Number 4 for the lips. Number 4 for the lips. Oh, what set is it in, Trudy? Save me looking, do you know? So I'll leave the skin there. I can always come back to that if I want to add any more. Where's the other pen gone? Oh no, 3. That was right, 3. So we'll come on to we'll do the shawl next, which is 24, 44 and 31. 24, 44, 31. And I'm going to do the same procedure again. Now you can see how Trudy's drawn this shawl, rag thing, scarf, whatever. It's really loose and free flowing, so you really don't need to worry about anything really. Just colour it in and add some depth with the add some depth with the colours. So I am still going to do the same thing. I'm going to use my scrap piece of card and create myself a swatch, and I'll go with what looks the darkest. I'll go with what looks the darkest first anyway. So remember, we're trying to find colours that will complement the Summer Citrine and the Secret Lagoon cardstock. So we've got that lovely burnt orange colour. You've got a brighter orange, and then this one should be the palest, and it is. It's like an apricot colour. So that's exactly how we're going to do this. I'm going to put the first layers of colour in, and I'm just going to do this loosely. Trudy's actually already done most of this work for you. You really don't need to worry about that. I don't know that that's part of the dress or not. Let me just look at what Trudy sent to me. La, 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 la. Hang on, I'm just looking. Yep, it's part of the dress. It's a good job I checked. It's a good job I checked. So I'm literally just doing stuff. This is the beauty of these flexible nibs, because I can literally just do little flicks, which is exactly how Trudy has designed this. And you can be really loose with this area here. Just add some colour to it. That's the advantage of this collection of stamps. Is the trim the same colour? Yeah, it's darker shade. And then we'll go to the next one, which is 24. So I'm literally just going to start filling gaps in, but I'm not covering the whole thing. Should that be a gap? you've coloured it in, so that's what I'm going to do. And then we'll do a little bit there, and then we'll go to the last colour and I'll fill in all the areas. So this now should create 3 different shades of the orangey yellow colour, and it is doing it. I can see it, as I don't know whether you can yet, but as the alcohol is drying, it's leaving me 3 different shades. And you can do absolutely the same thing, because there's literally no skill involved in that part. It's very loose, doesn't matter if you go out the lines on that. Don't stress yourself, colouring should be fun. Oh, that looks fab. Right, I'll just bring that in to show you. If I wiggle that, hopefully you can see that the different shades in there. I can't see none of your comments, sorry, I'm colouring in now, you've lost me. Right. it's a you wrote down shawl, so we'll call it a shawl. Platform. Oh, there's no need to, Hope. The Hampton Art one is really good. It's my favourite by far. And there's no, I don't do stuff just for the sake of it. Unless I could improve something, I can't see the point in doing a new platform. The Hampton Art one is my favourite. Right, we're on to the dress. So I'm just going to mention this to you because I don't know whether you noticed, but when I coloured in the skin, I've just gone over the beads because they're going to be white in the end. Oh, that's fab, Jean. Yeah, so now we're going to go on to the dress, which is the biggest area. The dress is the biggest space. So I know that the dress is going to be a warm grey, 46, 57, and that's it. My gel pen. So you can see already what's happening here. Trudy, I'm just checking. Did you just use the grey for the dots? Because it looks like it. Right, so vivid green 46. Oh, that colour is beautiful. And then turquoise green. Oh, look at these colours. Look at these colours. Look at these colours. So I am going to do what I've told you to do. So I'm just going to do what I did at the beginning. I'm not going to worry about the beads because I'm going to colour them in with a white gel pen. Yeah, I thought that's what it was. So I'm literally going in with my darker areas, which I know I always tend to favour this side. Can you see as well, you know, like when I used to use the other alcohol pens that I had before, I always used to teach people to colour in circles. You don't actually need to with these flexible nibs because it's just as fluid. It's actually really easy to colour with these pens. So whether you do circles or whether you do just that look, it's really easy to work with them. So I'm literally just going around the edge. And I'm going to put some inner creases as well. I'm just going to turn that upside down. I find it easier to do it the other way on. So I know it will be darker where the pleats are, so I'm just flicking down, look. I'll just do this side as well while I'm here. This colour is lush. Oops, I've just coloured a bit of a boob in green. I'm just going to do the same here. Obviously I'm doing this way quicker than I would do normally. I'm going going to do that two-tone just because I can. Just because I can. Okay. So I've literally just done the dark areas really, which are the shaded. Oh, I missed a bit. Which would be the shaded areas. And then the dress is only really two colours. So I'm going to go in with the brighter green. And then I might add a little bit more shading. Oh, just noticed a strap. Missed a strap. There we go. Ooh, headband. Headband. I keep finding bits that I've missed. Oh, shoes. Shoes are the same colour. Crikey, at least with men you only have to colour a shirt and a pair of shoes in. Do you get this kind of colour shoes? I don't know. Right, so now we're in with the lightest green. I know I do, Teresa, I know it's because I'm concentrating. So now I'm just going to fill in the areas, and I am going to go over. Or so what I'm doing here, look, is I'm using the brush of the pen. So around the fine areas, I do need to go a little bit more careful, but I'm literally filling in space now, filling in the areas, going over where I've been. These two colours together are absolutely beautiful. Remember, don't worry about the beads, because we're going to gel pen them after. And before I move on to the bottom part of the dress, I'm just going to go back in again with my darker colour, just while it's still wet. Oops, it's a good job that's going to be green anyway. Just to make it a little bit darker again. And then bleed that out. This is why these pens are fab. I've covered such a big space just with a couple of flicks from the pens. Oh, that's lovely. Now you know why it takes so long to get ready. Yeah, it's true. That's true as well, Trudy. So I'm just going to turn it over again because I find it easy to do this upside down. So I am going over the first colour. I can colour all of that in because I'm doing it two-tone. And the same from the bottom. Remember when we launched these pens and I said we launched them with Trudies portrait stamps with the people, the faces, and the best thing you can do when you've got alcohol pens is just stamp a load of images and just sit practicing and practicing. And Trudy will tell you, when we first got them, I coloured loads of Trudies portrait people in, just learning the colours. And that's exactly what you will need to do. And the more you do it, at the end of the day, it's a piece of card. The more you do it, the more confident you will get. Okay, so I'm going to do the band pale. I'm going to do the band the lighter colour. And if I just turn this over and show you how much alcohol is gone through that card, look. Sorry everybody. That's how much colour there is in these pens. Absolutely packed with colour. Annette, this is the best time to do it. If you don't go for them all, I believe that we've still got the offer bundle on price on the website for all of them. But if you only go for one set of pens, go for set one because it's got the blender in it, or the eraser if you like, and then just collect them as you go. Yeah, so can you see that it's dried so evenly just where I've added shadows, you can just see where I've added the shadows. In fact, there is bugging me. So I'm going to go in again with the lighter one. Let me just do that again. Just remember to allow the alcohol to evaporate when you're doing larger areas in between coats, if you like. Otherwise it will flood it. That's better. That's better. The problem is, once you've got me colouring, I'm lost. Oh, shoes, shoes, shoes. Very clever the way you've done these, Trudy. You don't have to be a perfect colourer to use these images. They're so forgiving. Oops, she's got a bit of mould on her toe now. She's got a little bit of mould on her foot. Oh, look at my fingernail. Where's that come from? I'm not having that. Right, so then we'll do the hair. So we'll do the hair next, and then we'll do the motley, speckly effect on the dress. Yeah, I've done her shoes. I've done them. So this is still drying. You can see the alcohol is evaporating still from the back. This is why this card is crucial. It's the right height, the right weight, and it allows the colours to not bleed. None of the colours have bled, and it allows the alcohol to evaporate at the right time, right pace. So now we're going on to warm grey forest for the dress. So I'm just going to put that to one side. So now we're going on to the hair. So I'm doing it in reverse this time. We're going with the lighter colour first for hair. If you look at this image, there's literally not much hair for you to worry about. So you seriously don't need to worry about too much shading, because it's all done for you really. Trudy's done it with the style of the stamp. So I'm going in with blue grey 3, which is BG3, and I'm covering the whole thing. So at the minute it looks like she's got a purple rinse. Which I quite like. It reminds me of her from, what did you call her? Mrs. Slocum. Mrs. Slocum. I loved that programme. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh. Hope. Hope. I'm just asking a Hope. Have you ordered from us before? Because if you speak to Kate, we have quite a few people from America who order direct from us now. If you just message me after the Facebook, or when you get a minute, I'll give you my sister's contact details, and then you just liaise with her and she'll organise it all for you. So we've got this beautiful blue hair look, Mrs. Slocum style, or was she purple? I can't remember. And then we're going in with the cool grey 7, which is a couple of shades darker. I didn't do that with the hair, did I? So this is like a mid-grey tone. Are you being served? That's it. What did I call it? Mrs. Slocum. I loved her. I'm not going to say it. Mrs. Slocum's you know what. So I'm not worrying too much about this. I'm just adding a little touch. I'm trying to leave some of the areas with the blue showing through. Clever the way, like I say, Trudy's drawn these, because they're very forgiving. So remember, black is black, 120 is black, and it's proper black. So I'm just going to add some areas with the black. I'll bring it in and show you in a sec. So I'm not stressing too much about making a hair jet black. I'm trying to leave a little bit of the grey tones underneath, and then I'm going to go back to that one and fill in. I've got to say, I've not done bad. I've just seen the time. I've not done bad considering how much we've done. And then I'm just going to give another couple of flicks with this blue-grey. So the blue-grey will lighten some of the areas to make it look like the shine look. There we go. So the blue-grey gives it that kind of shiny effect. Benita, they're on the Facebook page. They're on the Sentimentally Yours page. So the post that I put on this morning, I said if you want to craft along with me, here's a list of the pen numbers I'm using. If you can't find it, that's it, Janice, Finn, Mrs. Slocum's, you know what, absolutely. Yeah, so Benita, if you can't find it, just message me and I'll send it to you. Okay, so I'm actually quite pleased with this. I'm just going to add a little bit more of the darker orange to that because I want a bit more. I want just a little bit more depth in that. And you can do this, so even after you think you've finished and you think, oh, it's not dark enough, you can still go back in and highlight, take colour away if you want, add a little bit more colour. There we go, that's better. Remember, the nibs are special. The harder you press, the wider it'll be. So the lighter you press, yeah, if you flick in to try and get small areas like this, do it almost vertically, yeah, and you can get lots and lots of fine areas. You'll find that you'll change your colouring habits. I don't know whether you have, Trudy, but I certainly have, because these cover a bigger area nice and smoothly. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. I'm just going to finish off. I'll show you. I'll take a proper photo of this later. So we've got the shading at the bottom of the dress, got some shading in the shoes, yeah, shading around the dress, but it really doesn't matter so much with these stamps. So we're going to now do the speckly bits on the dress, and this is the two green colours. Set the lid off. The two green colours and the warm grey. So I'm going to do the grey first. This is warm grey 4. So this was just an idea that Trudy had to give you a little bit more texture when you're doing clothing. So you could do this with any of the Art Deco girls, or you could do it, well, effectively you can do it with any of Trudy's fashionista stamps. So I'm literally just doing some little dots, and I'm going in with the warm grey. And I'm not trying to cover it, I'm just adding some dots. I will go over the beads because I'm going to make them white at the end. Oh, shall I do the bottom or shall I leave? No, I'm going to leave the bottom plain, if that's alright. So that's all I've done with the warm grey. And then I'm going in with the darkest green next, and I'll try and do some smaller dots on this. You can see how much skill there is involved in this technique. Can't take credit for it, this was something Trudy taught us. See, we're all learning all the time. So we've just added some green dots to this. And then I'm going to go in with the lightest green and do the same thing again. I'm being a bit heavier this time. So what's happening is where I've gone over the first layer, I could actually have just coloured the whole thing in the lightest shade of green. We could have just gone over everything. But I quite like the different textures you get from this. It's very clever. So I'm still doing dots. I'm not using the brush. I'm still doing dots on this. Oh, it's very clever, Trudy. Very clever. Yeah, so then if you move it, it kind of looks like she's sequined. Yeah, oh, snap. Trudy's just said the same thing. It almost looks like she's sequined. Oh, I've just splattered on there, but hey ho. There we go. So this is still drying. I'm going to take my white. I'm just going to waft it a bit while I have a drink. Just to let the alcohol dry. I'm having a... I've drunk more than I normally do, though. Although it is stone cold. Oh, before I forget to tell you, did you see that I gave him Bev? So Bev was nagging me to get YouTube sorted, so I've started uploading all the Facebook Live videos to YouTube. So you can go back in case they get lost again like that one did a couple of weeks ago. So there are quite a few for me to upload and it takes ages, so you just have to wait until they're ready. But I am doing a couple at a time. Right, so I've got my white gel pen. Just make sure it's flowing. And I'm just going to colour the beads in. Don't need to be perfect, but it just makes them stand out. Obviously you could use your quickie glue pen and some of the fine rainbow crystals glitter, but I quite like this, adding the white. And then we'll do a couple, just a couple, I'm not going to do too many. I'll just do some very small dots with the in the dress. Make it look like she's sparkling. She's a sparkler. I won't do too many, otherwise it'll look like it's been snowing on her. I'm not doing too many, he says. Oh, that's fab. That's fab. I'm going to stop there because I think that looks awesome. Hopefully you can see the detail. Yeah. 1 hour 17. That's not bad. We are getting there. Hopefully you can see the detail. So I'm now just going to take. I'm just going to look for one of my paler greys. Hang on a minute. That'll do. Cool grey one will do. And I'll just give her a little bit of a. Grounding. So this is cool grey one. It could have been any of the pale greys really. And I'm not worried about it too much. I'm just trying to loosely give it a bit of depth. So this will get pale as it dries. So that just makes it look like she's not floating on a cloud. Phil, was it set one you said best to get for? Yeah, I would always. Do you know what? We've got the watercolour pens, we've got the alcohol pens. It's always easier in my mind to get set one, and then as you've got used to them, then go for set two, set three, set four. It just makes it easier. So there we go. That's her coloured in, and I've done that really quickly. I would normally spend a little bit more time on it, like here, look where I've gone out. But Trudies designed these stamps to be really forgiving. So I'm not going to ink anything around that. I'm just going to stamp a sentiment onto it now. So I'm going to pop her back in the stamping platform. And we're going to have a sentiment up here. Is Chrissy watching? Chrissy, are you still here? Poor Chrissy gets this job every week, and every week I forget. Let me just come back to the stamps. So I'm just going to quickly go through this. As a collection of stamps, these sentiments in here are some of my favourites. So you've got Best Wishes, Swanky Party for you. Look at the fonts on these sentiments. These were special for Trudies Roaring Twenties collection. Yeah. But I'm looking for putting on the Ritz. Where is it? Putting on the Ritz. Oh, there it is. So you've got loads and loads and loads of sentiments in these, which just makes them a pleasure to work with. So you've got your birthday wishes and all that palaver, but then we've got some that are very specifically Art Deco in style. And that just means when you've got this collection of stamps, you've got so much. Do you use the same card for both sets of pens? No, Benita. If you're using the watercolour ones, I would always use the hot press watercolour card. It's on the website. Hot press watercolour card. Postage is too so yeah, absolutely, Hope. If you're a Freedom member, you can get the pens on there. They're already on there, Hope. The alcohol card, just search by brand. Just go on the craft store's website and search for Sentimentally Yours, and you'll find all the pens and the alcohol card and everything. I forgot what I was saying now, but blah blah blah. Yeah. And I'm having putting on the Ritz because I love that. It could mean absolutely anything. So we're having putting on the Ritz, and I'm going to do it in black so it stands out. And let's hope it's straight. It looks it to me, but then my eyes are all over the place these days. Oh, look at that, look. Bloody thing. Hang on. It's a good job I don't swear, honestly. Not in public, anyway. Here we go. We're getting there, slowly but surely. I've still got a little bit of work to do to the flowers. So I'm just stamping this in the black memento as well, just because I want it to stand out. And I'm not going to emboss this. I just want a black sentiment. I mean, look at that. That's just awesome. Swearing is good for the soul. Clean the ink off. I'll put the font stamp where it needs to be. Put in on it. Right, we're getting there, slowly but surely. So for those of you that are getting bored, I've probably got about 10-15 minutes left. So I'm just going to pop that to one side. Just let that dry, look. That can be anything. Pop that over there. And then we're going to do the flowers. Put this on some foam tape. Here it is, the foam tape's out. When I'm back on, so Trudies' next release is the 12th of May, and I'm going to warn you now, it's beautiful. So much so that if I'd have had time, I would have done the shows, but I certainly will be doing some samples for it, I can tell you that much. And then I'm back, I can't remember, Helen, whether it's the 20th or the 20 something. It's around the 20th when I'm back. So you've got two new releases in May. One from Trudy on the 12th and one from me around the 20th. There's quite a few exciting new things coming soon. And I'm working on some secret new products as well. So I am. Right, oops. Come on, glue. Okay, so that's going on here. I'm just bringing the mat closer to me for a second just so I can see where I'm going. So I can try and get the same amount of space either side. That's sort of, but that'll be fine. Look at that topper we've made, look. Do you see what I mean about the border stamps? I know that needs glittering, but look at them borders. That would create a shaped topper. It's just using your imagination. Before you know it, it will be Christmas, I know. Oh, they're coming, Annette. They're coming. They're on the way. They're on the way. Oh, you make me laugh. Right, so I'm just layering that up with foam tape. That can now go in the middle of my card. Oh, that's just lush, 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 lush. These colours are gorgeous together. Secret Lagoon and Summer Citrine. I don't know where my poker tool is, so I'm using my tweezers. I've got about 6 somewhere. Okay, so let's just get that in the middle, and then we'll get the flowers finished. Let's pop her in the middle, which is about there. Hey, look how flat this card is for me. Selling your husband. Right, so now I'm just gonna pop that to one side now, and we'll come to the flowers. So the flowers I'd already got ready, look. Let me just put them in order, because we are going to overstamp in black on the yellow ones. So I'm just get this all in order because I've got stuff everywhere now, and it's not good for my brain. So the yellow ones are going to be stamped on in black, and I'm going to take, when I find it, from the extras set. From the extras set, Trudy's got some ferns in here that are really, really lovely art deco. If I'd got time, I would probably do like the edge of one of these on everything. But the ferns I can just stamp up. Oh, I might use the fan. No, I'll use the ferns. I like the ferns. So I'm just going to give the flowers a little bit of texture by using the big fern. And I'll just do it in mementos to be quicker. Let me just get a scrap piece of card. Where's that piece I was using for the alcohol pens? I don't know. Let's see it. I might as well use this, hadn't I? So I'm literally just going to add a bit of texture using the fern stamp just on the bottom layer of the flowers, because I don't want it to detract from the image. And I'm going to do it the naughty way, and I'm just going to do this quickly, and it look at that, it just transforms them. Oops. Oh, that's very clever. Very clever. It looks like a completely different flower now. In fact, it looks like a tiger. Well, oops. That was my glue bottle lid. Let me show you. Well, fabulous. Highly recommend using the Art Deco extras. You see, I'm the same. I'm the same. I hope so, Eddie Soldier Husband. I'm the same, but I can't recommend these enough. I cannot tell you how much I love these stamps. The deco corners and the deco borders. They're just absolutely stunning, and they will also go nicely for your Christmas cards as well. Because they just, it says deco, but they're not necessarily. Right, so now let's start shaping these flowers, and I'm going to do it the quick way. If there is such a thing. And I'm just going to use my shaping tool and shape them all. We are on the last leg, everybody. Now you've spent an hour and a half of your Saturday with me. And it's absolutely roasting in my room. I should have put the fan on. Remember, this is the bottom layer of the flowers. There's another one to go on top. I'm just doing this quickly. I'm not over embellishing this card because the stamp is doing all the work for me. One of the things I love about this collection is that if you've got, for example, if you have the Cool Cat stamp, the fella, and you have one of the ladies, you can then use them for couples, which I think that's really nice. Let me just show you before I shape the next leaf. So if you've got him, for example, and you've got, well, any of the ladies, look. Oops, that's dazzling everybody. So if you've got any of these two, that one of the boys with the one of the men with the women, you can just absolutely use them for your anniversaries, for your wedding cards, anything like that. Right, last leg. Flower, flower, flower. That's doing my head in. There we go. Now I'll just do this very, very quickly. Very quickly. So, what are you expecting from us for Christmas this year? That's what I want to know, because I think you're going to be very pleasantly surprised from myself and Trudy. Yeah, we've all but finished our Christmas Rangers. Well, mine's done. Trudy's is actually just one more bit to do. And I can't wait to show you what's coming the next few months. It's so exciting. So exciting. So I'm just shaping these. And then I'll glue them all and get them on the card, and then we're done. So you can see in the background I've got two of the Fabulous Fauna here. And I'm just going to give you a little tip. So the Fabulous Fauna comes with the two dies, but I'm using these slightly different. So I've cut the same one twice. You're going to love this year's then, Annette. So I've cut the same one twice because I want them a little bit more. Christine wants extra cash to buy more. Oh, nutcrackers. There's no nutcrackers this year, Emma, I don't think. Right, let me just get these put together. So the yellow is the base of all these cards. So you're not going to see a lot of this fern. So, oh, that just changes it all again. I'm not going to tell you actually what Christmas is. Please, can we get to at least July before we think about Christmas? Well, I can tell you now, my Christmas shows are the 1st of July. I've already took my slot. I don't do a lot of Christmas cards. You only make 5. Oh, I love making Christmas cards. Paper dolls. Paper dolls. I'll talk to Trudy about that, Hope. I don't know whether there'd be a market for that here. Victorian scenes. No, it's completely different to that, Rose. No, there's no scenes at all this year. Yeah, Christmas is always in July. Always in July. Okay, nearly done. I've just got 2 more to put in, and then we'll get the assembly finished. And then I'm going to make myself a hot coffee. So you'll notice the only flower that I've made 3 layers is the largest one. I've not made as many as well, there's 6, but I would normally make bigger flowers for my cards, but because I've got that lovely image, she doesn't need overwhelming with flowers. And then pearls, I'm just going to recommend for you in case you've not already got them. So you can see the colours of the card. The card is Secret Lagoon and Summer Citrine. So I don't have a pearl that is yellow and green, but what I do have is this lovely turquoise one. And because the lime green in it is so soft, it looks really, really nice with this. So let me just get these popped in. It's all small ones, I think. And the only place I'm going to put glitter is on the edge of the border. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. And these pearls are from the Ombre collection, and these are called Lime Fizz. So this is the Lime Fizz pearls. I'll just let you have a quick look. They're just gorgeous, like a turquoisey green with a lime green. Really, really pretty. Just going to pop that in. So just hold it down. I'm not glittering the flowers at all. I'm just going to do the edge of the border. And I'm using Diamond Dazzle. Nearly done. Up to 10 now, you've got 5 awesome friends. Oh, bless you. What? No glittery? My glittery rings here, Janice. Let me show you, look. Look, look. So there's 1 glittery ring there. And I've got a massive glittery ring there. So can you see the difference? That big one, this one here, that's my new light. I bought 2 from Amazon. They were about, I can't remember how much they were, but they weren't cheap. And I thought they would be as bright as the little one. But they're not. What a waste of bloody money. But I never learn, do I? Just keep buying stuff. Oops. Come on. Okay, and now I'm just going to glitter the edges and then get the ferns on. So I'm just grab my Diamond Dazzle. And that's why I said don't worry too much about the cutting, because we're just going to glitter this edge. I'm only doing that edge because the flowers are going to cover some of this up. Here we go. Nearly done. I'm not even going to glitter her. I don't think she needs it. No, I'm not. I'm keep looking at it. I'm tempted, but I don't think she needs it. I don't even think she needs it around the topper. So that's my Diamond Dazzle, as you know. And I'll just let you see. Now can you see why I didn't need to worry about my cutting? We've just added that lovely sparkly edge to the silver embossing powder. This would look nice as well with the twinkling embossing powders, because there's no fine detail really in them. And then what I'm doing is I'm having one going that way and one going that way, just to make it different. So snip off the end on both of them. Oops, come on, do as you're told. And then we'll have that about there. This is why I've only done 3 flowers for this, it didn't need any more. And the fern is actually quite deco in its style. Glue gel. So that's the biggest flower, so that can go in the corner. Bear with me now, you know I'm quiet on my flowery bits. And I'm just going to turn it round and do the same thing on the other side. And we are nearly done. Nearly done, nearly done. I've lost a flower. Where are you? 1, 2, 3. That's here. 4, 5, 6. So we've coloured in using the Colour Radiance alcohol markers. There is a list of the colours already on the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page or in our lovely little crafty group. If you can't find it, just message me or Trudy, and we'll put a little list on for you of what colours I've used today. And I'm going to leave it at that because the stamps are just... Oh, I'm going to shove that in while it's there. Hang on, it's the wrong way around. Come on. Waste not, want not. Waste not, want not. And there we go. So that, I think, looks really, really fabulous. How about that? And the nozzle and the glue doesn't clog up. Yeah, Helen, always for this. For my flowers, yeah. And I did that relatively quickly. We've stamped the fern from the deco extras to create the texture on the flowers. These, I can't tell you about these corners and borders enough because they're just absolutely stunning, and there's one to match just about everything. So you've got a corner to match a border in more or less all of them. The putting on the Ritz is from the Deco Roaring Twenties collection, as is her. Oh, I forgot to do her lips. Oh, I'll do them after. Can't give her yellow lips, but I'll give her bright red lips in a minute. So there you go, that's something a little bit different. I've thoroughly enjoyed doing that. Different to what I normally do, but do you know what? Every time I use Trudies stamps, particularly the Art Deco ones and the Summer Fashionistas and the original Fashionistas, and well, all of them really, it's just such a pleasure to work with them because they're dead easy to work with. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you've learned something for the alcohol markers. I will get this on YouTube at some point next week because I'm still uploading all the older videos. I can't tell you what my YouTube channel's called. I've got no idea, but I have put a link on the 2 pages. Just remember not to be too hard on yourself with colouring in. Just enjoy it. You can't really do it wrong with these pens. You just can't. They just make it easy. All you need to remember, the biggest tip is don't press too hard because these tips are fine and they are flexible. which is the main feature of them. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I'm going to make myself a new coffee and maybe put some brandy or something in it. No, I'm not. It's too early. So remember, if you're... Oh, look, our Karen, she's on it. Look, YouTube link. So remember, you need to be liking and following the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page. You can ask to join our little crafty group, which is called, just search on Facebook for Crafting with Phill Martin and Sentimentally Yours. Ask to join. Please agree to the rules when you ask to join. If you don't agree to the rules, I don't let you in. Just because we are a nice bunch in there and we like to have a giggle. So thank you everybody, have a lovely weekend, stay safe, hope you've enjoyed this. I'm going to take a proper photo in a minute, because my screen still looks fuzzy, so I'm going to try and take a proper photo and show you how it looks in real life. So thanks everybody, have a lovely weekend, and I will talk to you soon. 1 hour 46, how about that? Thanks everybody, take care. Yep, absolutely, keep persisting Debbie with your pens. These pens are awesome. And I'm going to take the blame for this because Trudy and I don't do enough videos to show you how to use them. I promise you, as soon as we get a chance, we will both do some videos for you. I've already got Trudy's collection of stamps for next month, and I'm going to be colouring quite a few of them. So me and Trudy will get our finger out and do some, even if they're just quick ones to show you hair or skin, to show you how to use these pens because they are phenomenal. So thanks again everybody. I'm off this time. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.